We open in a crowded club, where some budget yakuza with more piercings than brain cells is busy harassing a waitress who clearly isn't getting paid enough for this. Just as the creep's ego starts peaking, our towering protagonist Renji steps out of the shadows, looking like he hasn't had a nap since the Edo period. Before the guy can even finish his "Do you know who I am" speech, Renji muzzles him with a hand the size of a dinner plate and drops a classic pipe down numbnuts.
Renji follows up his act of chivalry by looming over the poor girl, who is currently vibrating with enough anxiety to power a small city and demanding to see her manager. She hits him with the classic "I'm not a kid" defense before immediately short-circuiting, remembering her boss's one rule: don't bring suspicious people to the office. Unfortunately for her, Renji looks like he eats legal documents for breakfast, and one pissed-off death stare there, she's already folding faster than a cheap lawn chair. Renji finally lets the girl go, probably because his creepy stalker meter was hitting the red, claiming he already knows where his target is anyway. He wanders into the main hall, stopping only to have an existential crisis about how big the floor is. Honestly, Renji, maybe lay off the sake, before finally locking eyes with our mystery woman. Enter the pigtail girl with a mole and a smile that says she's either the love interest or she's about to ruin this man's entire week.
Renji drags his tired bones to the bar, where Pigtails McGee hits him with the ultimate edgy call-out, the Silent Reaper. Our boy looks like he's physically allergic to his own 2012-era gamer talk, but she's too busy pouring a drink and smirking to care about his wounded dignity. She asks what brings him back from his retirement, because apparently, quietly living your life is a concept that simply doesn't exist in the Hitman Handbook.
Renji tries to play it off like he's just here for a casual beverage and a vibe check, but Pigtails isn't buying the "I was just in the neighborhood" excuse from a guy whose primary personality trait is brooding. She casually drops the latest office gossip. Apparently, Renji's been busy deleting syndicate bosses in the East District, and admits she fully expected him to return in a body bag rather than a bar stool. Our boy hits her with a dry "no" when she digs for his real motive, while she gives us a close-up smirk that says she's definitely got more on the menu than just overpriced cocktails. Pigtails is surprisingly chill about Renji's skyrocketing bounty, assuming he just had a really bad Monday and decided to choose violence. While the generic background goon back there looks like he's reconsidering his entire career path, she drops the Kurogane name and pivots straight to a roast session. Apparently, our boy used to be a clean-shaven pretty boy, but she thinks his current look is, and I quote, "fucking disgusting." Man, nothing hits harder than your old contact telling you that your brooding hitman makeover is actually just unwashed hobo chic. Apparently, back in the day, Kurogane was a sadistic, energetic bastard with a jawline sharp enough to cut glass. But now, he's justifying his hobo chic transformation by claiming looks invite problems. Nice try, Renji. We all know you just lost your razor. They settle into a staring contest so intense it's practically sparking, at least until some thirsty customer ruins the brooding atmosphere by actually asking for a drink. Honestly, the level of intense focus these two have for a casual bar chat is more exhausting than the syndicate hit he just finished. Pigtails is out here literally betting on Renji's life like it's a horse race, wishing him fun while a blonde goon tries to earn some extra credit. Too bad for Mr. Generic Suit, because Renji isn't in the mood for a group project, immediately trading his cocktail for a shattered glass facial reconstruction. Seriously, imagine getting your entire dental plan deleted, only to be hit with a "you gotta be quicker than that" quip. Talk about adding insult to a very expensive injury. Renji proves multitasking isn't just for office workers by deleting Mr. Blonde's dental plan while landing a no-look headshot behind him. Who needs depth perception when you're this edgy? Check out the absolute masterpiece of a facial reconstruction he gives Mustache Man, while Pigtails just vibes in the background giving a thumbs up, like she's watching a 5-star cooking show instead of a triple homicide. He finishes the combo with a backhand so massive it sends the remaining budget Yakuza flying like they've got a scheduled flight to the next chapter.
Renji's out here treating this bar like a tactical shooting gallery until, oops, the Silent Reaper forgot to check his ammo count. Blonde Suit thinks he's finally caught a break when the gun goes click, but Renji just pivots into close quarters mode because apparently a heavy metal pistol works just as well as a very expensive hammer. Look at that final panel stare. That's the face of a man who hasn't seen a razor or a bullet in 3 days, and he's officially making it everyone else's problem.
Renji realizes the goons actually used their one shared brain cell to short-load the magazines. But all that tactical genius just earns them a faceful of his elbow while he checks his watch like he's late for a dental appointment. It's 8:52 p.m., and apparently, if he doesn't finish this speedrun by 10, someone named Jihi is going to be way scarier than any syndicate hit. He casually strolls past the human wreckage, mocking the rest of the crowd for hiding in the shadows because they finally realized that a fair fight with this man is basically just assisted suicide.
Renji calls out the campers in the shadows like a frustrated pro gamer. But it turns out their aim is even worse than his social skills when a stray bullet whizzes right past the goon and into a random girl's temple. Talk about a bad shift. This poor lady just went from serving drinks to a permanent nap because the elite security couldn't hit a target the size of a fridge. The blonde guy is actually offended by the lack of friendly fire safety. But hey, in this business, collateral damage is just a fancy word for oops. While the budget Yakuza are busy having an existential crisis over Ozaki's sudden head ventilation, Birdneck here realizes his stealth stats are absolute 0 when Renji spawns behind him like a lag spike. Our boy hits him with a quick skill issue roast before treating the room to a synchronized 3-step lobotomy. Honestly, he's out here counting kills like he's hosting a very dark episode of Sesame Street. Look at that suppressed pistol flex. Renji's really making unwashed hobo the new meta for professional cleaning services.
Blondie here is playing a high-stakes game of Where's Waldo, except the prize for finding Waldo is a knife to the kidney. Check out those sweaty eyeballs. Man's nervous system is doing the Macarena, while Renji teleports through the crowd like he's got a premium subscription to physics. Before he can even finish his "this motherfucker is fast" inner monologue, Renji spawns behind him with a cheeky "you saw me," basically announcing that his trial version of living has officially expired.
Blondie finally catches up and hits us with a "found ya," like he's playing a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek with his own obituary. Renji is actually impressed by this skilled foreign talent, but that doesn't stop him from turning this knife fight into a high-speed, unsolicited chiropractic adjustment. Check out the blur in panel 3. Renji is moving so fast he's basically glitching through the guy's personal space, ending the exchange with a vibe check that definitely just reset Blondie's factory settings. Renji pulls out a sweep the leg special straight out of a 1980s dojo, proving that even legendary hitmen aren't above using a cheesy trope when the bullets run dry. While Blondie's still processing the floor's texture, Renji teleports behind him for a toxic cuddle, whispering that nobody beats him in a 1v1, not in 1,000 years, and definitely not with that haircut. To really drive the point home, he serves up a 3-course meal of consecutive stabs to the chin, turning our foreign talent into a human leaky faucet before he can even finish his own inner monologue.
Blondie finally realizes Renji has the teleport perk equipped, hitting us with a "behind me" that's about 3 seconds too late for his health bar. Renji doesn't do talk therapy though. He just serves up a slam so violent it probably lowered the building's property value and turned this poor guy into a human accordion. Honestly, look at that landing. Renji is manhandling the goon like he's trying to fold a fitted sheet. And let's be real, we've all felt that level of done with this energy.
Cue the edgy noir monologue, because apparently in this city, killers don't retire. They just ghost everyone, like a bad Tinder date. We're reminded that Renji used to be a bullet-dodging monster, though looking at his current hobo-chic silhouette, he's now mostly just a walking bounty. He's not back for a classic revenge tour, though. He's looking for something he never should have left behind, which, based on that 5 o'clock shadow, was definitely his grooming kit.